Hello, my lovely dreamers. It's Christina here, old school ASMR sounds. I'm really happy to see you again. It's nice to see you, and I hope you are all well and doing fine and having a wonderful day or evening. I would like to start by saying a big thank you for your support. Thank you for your nice words, for your comments. Thank you for being there for me, encouraging me, supporting me. It means a lot. Thank you again. So we are here to celebrate 1K subscribers. It's been quite a journey of 9 months. I started this channel back in October, I think, last year, but I started uploading and being more consistent in January, February this year. Luna is snoring, so she is doing her job like always, and if you hear splashing sounds, those are my fishy babies in the tank who grew quite a lot, and they really started making loud splash noises. Thank you very much for your questions. I hope I've gathered them all, both from my YouTube channel and from Instagram. I know that at a certain point I asked you to ask me questions in the comments of a video, because I didn't have back then the community tab. So I went back to that video and wrote them down, because I am old school and I like writing by hand. They are not in a particular order, they are random. Okay, so let's know each other better. This has been a requested video, and it was your choice in order to celebrate 1K subscribers. Alright, thank you again, and let's get started. The first question is from the Texas Whisperer ASMR. Texas Whisperer ASMR. What's the first ASMR experience you can remember? So the first ASMR experience goes back to my childhood. In fact, there were many experiences, not only one. I remember that I was very little and pretending to be fallen asleep, because I enjoyed the way in which my mother and her friends in the other room whispered to each other in order not to wake me up. So being a toddler, a small child, I had to sleep in the afternoon. And meanwhile, my mother used to invite some friends over for a cup of coffee. They used to knit, to flip magazines, lady stuff, you know. They gossiped and so on, but they did all this thing very silently somehow. And I woke up, but pretended to be still asleep because I really enjoyed those sounds. Their whispering, hearing those pages, the way they gossip. Sometimes they styled each other's hair. And another experience that I remember is when my mother used to comb my hair, prepare me for school, and put me those huge ribbons. I love when someone plays with my hair, but I think we all do. Okay, so those were my first ASMR experiences. Second question comes from Taniatic ASMR. Are you a righty or a lefty? I am a right-handed. I'm a right-handed ASMR. The third question comes from Them Fine ASMR. Them Fine ASMR. What is your current favorite hobby? So it's much more than a hobby. It's it's a passion of mine. Of course, apart from enjoying creating ASMR videos, I have always loved reading. I cannot live without books, and I mean paper books. Although I mainly use e-books right now, but back in my country I have a huge collection of books. Being a literature teacher, I like to organize them on literary movements. Shakespeare, for example, is next to Thomas Keith, and modern writers, postmodern writers are well organized. So I love books. I love reading. I love poetry. I love writing. My dream is to become a writer, to actually finish writing the 4 novels I have started to write. I have been working on them for years, and I love cooking. I think I'm a good cook. I love experiencing and trying new recipes from international cuisine. I am always happy when summer ends, because summers here are very hard to love. They're humid and extremely hot, and you cannot start cooking even with the AC on, because it's too hot. So of course I cook during summertime, but salads and stuff, it is very easy to do and very fast. I love when autumn comes and winter. I can cook for hours. I can start the oven. I can make bread and pies, and I can bake and make my soups and lasagna and pasta sauce and so on. Okay, so I love reading, I love books, and I love cooking, and of course making ASMR videos and watching them, listening to them. The next question comes from a dear friend, ASMR tail wagging. ASMR tail wagging. What was the funnier blooper that ever happened during filming? So all the funny bloopers are caused by Luna and my husband. So you can sometimes when I'm filming, my husband forgets and starts calling me in the middle of the video. And once I was so concentrated to make a video. I get so into that video and give everything I can in there that I'm in another world, let's say like this. And I was talking in front of the camera. Luna was sleeping, but she suddenly started barking out of the blue. And I got so scared that I dropped what I was holding a pair of shoes and showing them to you in front of the camera. I dropped those shoes. And another funny thing, I was all dressed up for a very fancy video. Had a lot of makeup on in order to create a vintage style, and post man, who in fact is a woman, rang the bell, and I had to go and open the door. It was around noon, and I was dressed like for evening cocktail meeting. She didn't say anything, but she looked at me pretty. I was wearing pearls, and that's it. Alright, the next question is from my secret escape ASMR. My secret escape ASMR. What is your first memory of experience ASMR? What is your first memory of experiencing ASMR? And the most random triggers that give you tingles. So I have already said that my first ASMR experiences go back to my childhood, and random triggers. I love paper sounds. I love page turning. I love hearing voices whispering in the background, inaudible whispering, and I really love library atmosphere. That is my favorite atmosphere to enjoy. Okay, and I think I missed a question for them fine ASMR. She says, I love your accent, thank you, but I can't work out what is it. Where are you from? Well, I'm Romanian. I come from a beautiful country called Romania, but I have been living in Italy for 10 years, and I teach English English as a second language. Alright, so now I can go to the next question, which is from MG. You talked about students. Are you a teacher? If so, which subjects do you teach? Yes, I am a teacher. I have been teaching English as a second language for many years. I worked in a school for 10 years. I graduated. I have a university degree in teaching English, in teaching literature. I can also teach Latin and Romanian grammar and literature. Okay. The next, let's go. I hope you like paper sounds and flipping pages. Alright, so the next questions are from Ocean Whispers ASMR. Ocean Whispers. Ocean Whispers ASMR. How do you take care of your hair? It's such a beautiful color and looks so healthy. Well, thank you very much. You are very kind to say this. I'm not the best person to give advice related to hair, because I have been trying to repair the damages I caused to my hair for 4 years. I have been trying for 4 years to make my hair grow back. I used to have, my natural color is dark blonde, and I used to have very long hair, but I discovered that I really loved that light blonde, like Marilyn Monroe's kind of blonde hair, and I started bleaching it. And when you bleach your hair, no matter how blonde is your natural hair, you will still have some roots showing. You have to do the roots very often, and using hot tools of bleach hair. So, in one word, I damaged it, and it just began having split ends and breaking, and I had that's a helicopter. I hope you cannot hear it. And I had to cut a lot, and now I have been trying for some time to grow it back, but my hair is pretty fine and dry, and this is what I use. It's Pantene, the golden line. I think you definitely can hear the helicopter. So, and I also have the hair mask. I love this stuff. And also the SOS shots. These are great. At least for my type of hair, for my hair type. If you have, I don't know, greasy hair, or I don't know if these are good, but for my dry hair, those things are perfect. And I also stopped using hot tools so that I could, but I miss I miss that Marilyn Monroe hair color. I loved it. Okay. Any tips for owning a pug? I could talk about pugs for hours. I love pugs. Me and my husband, we fell in love with pugs when we saw one on the beach. Do not bring your pugs on to the beach, but it wasn't summertime. It was quite chilly, and we decided that we saw one on the beach with his owner. It was a boy, and we decided that we wanted one. And you say here you want to hear a cute, funny story about Luna. Her first cute story was when we went to take her. She was 3 months old, and my husband said that we were just going to see if we like her. We bought a bed and some toys and went to see her, and she was in the living room of her former owner, and she was sleeping on a fluffy doggy bed on the floor. And when I entered the room, she just raised her head and looked at us directly, and she was so cute that we immediately fell in love. And I said to my husband, I don't know, I have to take her home. I am in love with her. And I took her in my arms, and I cannot describe the feeling and those deep emotion and the connection between me and her little soul. I'm sorry. I love her so much. And that very evening we took her home, and it was a blue moon in the sky, and we named her Luna. And she is 9 years old now. She was 3 months when we brought her into our home and into our hearts. What dog food is best for a pug? Well, pugs are half angels and half babies. They are so cute and so loving and so special, but they are really special. They are a modified race, and they have big problems breathing because they do not have a normal muzzle nose as normal dogs. And pugs and Frenches also have big problems breathing, and you need to be very careful. They are predisposed to different things that may affect their health, as diabetes, as breathing problems, obesity, epilepsy. And these kind of things are specific to pugs, not all of them, but you might need to take care of some of these problems, but they compensate by being such wonderful creatures. They snore, they snore very loudly sometimes. So if you want a dog to run with you in the park and take him or her with you in the park, a pug is not a good choice because they cannot walk long distances, especially when it's very warm or hot outside. You need to carry them. How often do you walk her? I walk her when in summertime. I take her for 2 walks, one early in the morning, meaning 5 or 6 o'clock, and the other late before going to sleep when it's it's chilly outside, as much as possible. And when it's autumn or in winter time, we go outside more often. But after a certain age, you have to purchase a stroller because they cannot walk. They get tired and they can get overheated, and they risk when you force them to walk or run long distances. It's very risky because they cannot breathe properly, and they can die of a heart attack or breathing issues. And I was talking about food, so they have a lot of health problems, and one of those is allergies. When we first brought her home, her previous owner gave us some dog food. We tried that. I don't remember the brand. We went first thing the next day was to make an appointment to a vet. We went to the vet, had her vaccines done, not all of them in a day, but still. And the vet recommended some, I think it was Royal Canin, but she started having allergy issues, and she didn't tolerate any kind of processed dog food. So the vet advised us to cook for her, and I have been cooking for her since then. I think she was about 4 months, and I cook for her on daily basis. Of course, we talk to a nutritionist, and I alternate meat and veggies. So one day I cook turkey, the other day chicken, beef, sometimes lean pork. For example, if we buy steak, we buy 3 slices, one for her and 2 for us, and we cook ours using butter and stuff, and we remove the fat from hers and boil her slice. And the vet said that for pugs, a homemade diet is the best, because the dog food commercial one contains a lot of chemicals and additives, and it's just like the human processed food. And if you talk to other pug owners, they will tell you the same, that there are some who use raw food. I don't. A homemade diet is the best for their health and their health problems. So any other tips? You will be overwhelmed with cuteness and devotion and a kind of love that you have never met in your life. But you also have to take him or her to the vet regularly. You have to reschedule everything according to his needs. We take her everywhere we go on vacation. She went with us in Croatia, she went in Romania, Germany, the south of Italy. When we book something, we ask first, are dogs allowed? If dogs are not allowed, we refuse to go. Just like so. So our world revolves around her. You have to keep the AC on during summer all the time, because they really have a problem overheating and breathing. You will also have to use wet towels and stuff to make him her comfortable, and lots of love. They need a lot of lots of love. They are like a shadow. She has been sleeping in our bed between the pillows since day one, night one. Okay, I hope that helped. If you need to know anything else, just let me know. Alright, the next question is from Bloopers. When did you start ASMR and why? Did you get inspired by something or someone? Well, I started making ASMR videos, or I wanted to, in 2017, and I'm not the most courageous person in the world. I filmed, I think, 4 videos, and I didn't have the courage to post them. I think I still have them, but it took me 3 years to decide, and in 2020, in the autumn of 2020, I inspired by Southern ASMR Sounds, who said that making ASMR videos helped her a lot fighting her anxiety, and she just uploaded one to see what happens. I told to myself, let me do the same. I'll just upload a video and see what happens. And I made I think it was a home bread making video. I didn't have the courage to show my face. Of course, almost nobody saw that. And then I uploaded some 3 more with organizing my laundry room, and I had so much fun indeed doing them that I decided to go on. But I wasn't very consistent. I started being more serious into ASMR in January, February this year. Alright. The next question is from a dear friend of mine here on YouTube, who has been a wonderful supporter since I started the channel. Her name is Harley Rose. Harley Rose, thank you for all your support, nice words, and always being here for me. What motivates you to not give up every day and to get through the day? believe me that I had my hard times in life. And what motivates me? The love of my family, the love for my family, which is not a very big family. It's just my husband, Luna, and my mother. It's all that I have in this world, and they are the most important persons in the world for me. Yes, Luna is a person for me. And my love for them and their love for me motivates me to wake up in the morning and enjoy my life. And I think that every day that we get and every breath that we take are gifts, because there are people who would like to get older. There are people fighting diseases. There are people that would love to have the life that we have. So I learned to be grateful for everything that I have. As long as I have 2 hands, 2 eyes, 2 legs, that I can do anything. Everything except death or a terminal disease. Everything else in life can be fixed or replaced. I have lost everything that I owned, materially speaking, 3 times. And 3 times in a row I started from 0. But what was the most important thing? That I had the persons that I loved next to me. As long as you have someone to love and you are loved back, you have no reason to be sad. Because God created a perfect world for us, and He offered us so many things to enjoy. But we are so busy with our material things that we forget to enjoy His gifts. A sunset, the sunshine in the sky, flowers, a tree to hug, a tree in bloom, the sky above us, the grass, the way in which the air smells after the rain. All these are things to enjoy, and books and poetry and good movies and coffee and people that make us happy. So for me, love is the key to love and to be loved. Alright. Isabel says, how did you decide to make an ASMR channel? Did something inspire you? I have just answered. So my inspiration, the push that I needed, was Southern ASMR sound, and for years I have listened and watched only her channel. And how did you decide to make an ASMR channel? I just uploaded a video to see what happens. What do you do for work? Oh, I do a lot of things for work. I am a teacher. I am a secretary for my husband. I'm in charge with documents and stuff. Okay, I write, I translate. How do you know Romanian? I am Romanian. was born in Romania, but I moved to Italy 10 years ago. How did you meet your husband? It was a beautiful story, and this story made me believe in romance again because I didn't. And we are from the same town in Romania, but he has been living in Italy for many years, more than half of his life. And we were friends. We used to talk a lot, and our friendship just turned into something else, more beautiful. What is your favorite type of video to make and watch? I love library videos. I love to watch everything related to books. I love page turning and flipping, and I love true crime ASMR. And I also enjoy making this kind of videos, and I love improvising role plays in front of the camera. So I sketch in my mind what I'm going to do, what kind of character, and sometimes the dialogues comes in fact it's a monologue, comes instantly, and I love improvising and creating new characters. Alright, so this was question number 10. Let's go to the next one. I have some more, so hang on in there, I have some more. The next comes from GOB. You have a beautiful range of gloves, and I love this. Well, thank you very much. I didn't used to have before. I discovered that gloves are a very popular trigger in the ASMR community. But before starting making ASMR videos, I couldn't have imagined that gloves can trigger someone's reaction. But people just love the sound they make, and I must admit that some of them really sound good, especially the ones that have a silky texture. Are you thinking of making more gloves games in the following videos? Yes, I will make more glove videos, of course, but I think that I include this trigger in all my medical and hairdressers videos. All of them have this kind of trigger. I wear gloves in all of these videos. Okay. Tingle Storm ASMR. Was it easier to learn English or Italian? This is a tough question. So the context is totally different. Italian is a Latin language, just like my native language, just like Romanian, and from the vocabulary point of view the words are related. English is a German language, but I have studied English all my life. I have a university degree in English literature and in teaching English, and I cannot say that I am able to teach someone Italian, for example, at an academic level. I mean, before I I knew that I was going to move to Italy. I had studied for a year Italian. I'm a very hard-working person in everything I do, so I had a list of words and grammar and stuff, and at that point I found that the Italian grammar is as difficult as the French one and as the Romanian one. So from the vocabulary point of view it's easier, but from the grammar's point of view it's more difficult than English and more complex. And when I came here, found out in fact that my Italian means nothing, because my neighbors, not all of them, but the older one, for example, they speak dialect, and they speak Veneto. All regions in Italy have a different dialect, and people used to go to Luna for walks, of course, and old people like to talk, and they stop us and like to tell us a lot of... I don't understand anything. I speak and I learned Italian, but I am not still able to speak the dialect in my province, my region. Something funny related to languages and stuff. We were on a holiday in Austria one summer, and I was in a supermarket, and an old lady came next to me and started talking to me in German, show me some products and explaining, and I looked at her so puzzled and told her, I'm sorry, I don't speak German. And she looked at me, something like so. Her look was so funny. She seemed so puzzled. Like, "Whoa, you're blonde. You must be German. And you don't speak German? What's wrong with you?" So, funny stuff. Alright, the next question is from PKM for life. What is your favorite types of videos to make? So I have answered this. I love making library videos. I love making role plays, improvising, creating characters. And I love true crime ASMR. And finally, the last question comes from Just an Ordinary YouTube channel. Just an Ordinary YouTube channel. What got you into... No, it's not the last question. No, I was wrong. What got you into ASMR? And what are some of your favorite ASMR triggers? 10 years ago, my father passed away from lung cancer, which arrived to his brain also. And it was a real shock to me. It happened very fast. He was very young. He was only 57, and my father was my best friend back then. We had a very... I had the most wonderful father in the world, and I really needed a lot of time to learn how to live without him on this planet. And after he passed, we moved to Italy. I moved to Italy. My husband had already been living here for a very long time, and I started experience anxiety and panic attacks. I couldn't stand to hear the phone ringing because I thought that I would receive another piece of bad news and stuff, and I was all the time afraid that something wrong might happen to the ones that I love. Couldn't sleep, and I searched on YouTube. I remember that I really typed relaxing videos, calming, something like that. And that is how I found Gentle Whisperers videos. And that beautiful young lady has been helping me a lot since then. And they were called back then whispering videos, and they weren't called ASMR videos. And that is how I discovered ASMR. And I have been watching ASMR videos since then. And it really helped with my panic attacks, it helped me sleep better, and just helped me get over. And also the love and support of my husband, who's been always there for me. Okay. Favorite ASMR triggers? Page turning, paper, newspapers, library atmosphere, and whispering. And also, I like also there is something in your eye, and lens tapping, lens tapping, and personal attention. Indica Bliss ASMR. If you could listen, I am really sorry if I have mispronounced some of your names. If you could listen to one trigger for the rest of your life, which would you choose to listen to? I think it would be True Crime ASMR. I love listening to True Crime ASMR while I'm doing the chores in the house. And finally, I think, and the last one is from Surav Mitra. Which country are you from? Well, I'm a Romanian who lives in Italy and teaches English. Well, thank you very much again. Bye bye. See you next time.